I have a monumental update from the 49ers facility. Tomorrow, exactly 49 days after Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest, the 49ers will activate their rookie wide receiver from the non-football injury list. He will be full go against the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, 49 days, exactly 49 days after the shooting, Ricky Pearsall will be activated. The word miracle has been used many times to describe what's happened over the course of the past 7 weeks or so. Kyle Shanahan was told by some people at San Francisco General Hospital, which treated Ricky Pearsall following the incident on August 31st, that a bullet entering the chest, at the spot where it entered Ricky Pearsall's chest, the survival rate for such an entry wound was only 1%. Well, Ricky Pearsall was definitely part of that 1%. And he's not just surviving, he's thriving. Ricky partook in practice all week for the 49ers. They weren't sure how it was going to go. They said that he was actually more winded from just walkthrough stuff than actual practice stuff because he was just so excited to be out there. I told you I talked to Ricky Pearsall in the locker room this week. He was jovial. He was excited. Obviously, a second lease on life kind of scenario for Ricky Pearsall. And we now will get to see him work against the Chiefs. So the 49ers can really use his services. There's going to be no Jauan Jennings in this game. He's going to be out with a hip injury for the 49ers. So without Jauan Jennings, the 49ers, A, need a replacement receiver in the rotation, but B, they need to start generating more separation against man-to-man coverage. They actually rank last in the NFL right now in average separation on receptions. And the red zone offense has struggled so far this year, although Brock Purdy fit a couple throws into really tight windows for touchdowns in the red zone against Seattle on Thursday. But they still need to free up easier skating in the red zone. And I think talking to some guys in the locker room, they think that Ricky Pearsall, if he has a chance in the red zone, he's going to win down there. Because we saw Ricky over the course of training camp, when he was healthy, we saw him generate a lot of separation. That's who he is at Arizona State, then at Florida, and then when he was healthy during training camp for the 49ers, he's a guy who grew up as the son of a receiver. His dad was a star at Northern Arizona as a firefighter in Phoenix now. Rick Pearsall, I think, taught his son, Ricky Pearsall, all of the nuances of movement at the receiver position, how to set defensive backs up with a shoulder lean. And Ricky turned into a separator. And the 49ers will need a separator out on that field against the Chiefs. Kansas City plays a whole heck of a lot of man defense. Steve Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator, talked about the fact that the 49ers are so good against zone coverage. Brock Purdy just dices up zone coverage, but the Chiefs obviously got the 49ers with a high man coverage rate in the Super Bowl last year. But there are some differences since that game. One, the Chiefs don't have L'Jarius Sneed, their top cornerback, anymore. He's with the Titans. Two, the 49ers don't have Christian McCaffrey. But three, the 49ers now have Ricky Pearsall. And they didn't have Ricky Pearsall last season. They haven't had him yet this year. But we'll see how the separation translates to the NFL level for Ricky Pearsall in an actual game situation. Again, a larger totality of this is a miracle. It's week 7 and Ricky Pearsall is back. There was fear that he'd lost his life after the initial reports of the shooting came on August 31st. But now he's going to be suiting up. He's going to have a lot of family members in attendance. That was reported by Jennifer Lee Chan, somewhere between 20 and 30 family members in attendance here at Levi's Stadium against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, remember that Ricky Pearsall, before the incident, the shooting on August 31st, was dealing with a shoulder injury, a subluxation of his shoulder, something that he had also dealt with in college, junior year at Florida. This threatens to be an issue that continues to bother Ricky Pearsall, so we have to keep our eye on that. I know that he was rehabbing that shoulder just as he was rehabbing from the shooting. So he was able to get some bilateral rehab in, and now he's fully cleared. But the shoulder issues that have followed Ricky Pearsall around over the past couple years, those are certainly going to be something to monitor moving forward. As far as this game goes, there are some other injury notes to go through. I mentioned Jawan Jennings is going to be out. Jordan Mason, 49ers running back, with the shoulder injury as well, the AC joint sprain. He's full go for San Francisco. He was in a blue non-contact jersey today, but he's full go. So is Deebo Samuel. Samuel, in fact, was even out of the non-contact jersey at practice today. And the 49ers will, in fact, call up Anders Carlson from the practice squad to be their kicker. So the shoulder dislocation for Matthew Wright is going to keep Matthew Wright out of this football game. We'll see what exact roster moves the 49ers make to fit everybody on the 53-man roster. For example, Pearsall is going to need a spot on the 53. So did the 49ers cut Matthew Wright with an injury designation, reach some kind of injury settlement to be able to open up that spot, or will they do something else to open up the roster spot? We shall see tomorrow. Somebody like Kevin Givens, who missed practice on Thursday, was back out there for the 49ers on Friday. So they seem generally healthy with the guys that are available on the 53-man roster. But somebody like Matthew Wright is currently taking up a spot and will not play on Sunday, with Ricky Pearsall needing a spot of his own. So it's going to be fascinating to see how the 49ers manage all that. This, of course, is a game against the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best teams in the NFL. They still own they still own that claim. They won the Super Bowl last year. They've won 3 Super Bowls in recent years, 2 over the 49ers. They're 5-0 to begin this season. Could be a close game. And if it is, the 49ers are going to have to rely on a second-year kicker who had some struggles last year with the Green Bay Packers, who's their 3rd kicker in 3 weeks. So they want to make sure that this isn't a close game. I think the 49ers, they're very jovial at practice, really upbeat mood out on the practice field. I got the sense that this team is feeling a re-energization. The win against Seattle was so big to push the 49ers in the first place in the NFC West and get them to 3-3. But now it's this game against Kansas City. And you can't really call it a huge rivalry until the 49ers are able to notch an actual win against the Chiefs. But that opportunity is Sunday, where they are 1.5-point favorites. And I think they're focused on this just like they focused on any other game. They're trying to string wins together to officially announce themselves as October draws closer to a close as a bona fide Super Bowl force this year. That's where the prognosticators had the 49ers entering this season, but we don't really know what teams are going to be all about until October starts to shift into November. That first month, like September, more of a preseason month now with the limited practice. October is when identities really start to crystallize, and what a great opportunity for the 49ers on October 20th. Tomorrow, October 19th, it'll be exactly 49 days since Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest. And Ricky is going to be activated 49 days after that happened. Amazing stuff, miraculous stuff, but that's the news here from the 49ers facility before the Chiefs come calling.